So, and tell us about, you said you've met many extraordinary beings along the way, so maybe, tell us a few jewels of your experience, or a few extraordinary stories that maybe you could share that...
Well, it's very difficult to talk about those stories, like the same we were talking about here, about this Kumbh Mela, how to try to retell this to anybody. This experience of being here amongst all these people, in this kind of, how to retell it. And it's the same with this kind of experiences, that you can't really retell them, because once you retell them, then they become just a memory. Those kind of experiences of really have a meeting point with some of these remarkable people that I have had, is such an instant happening that you can't really... if I try to retell them, it wouldn't be the same potency.
That's okay, but maybe...
So it's very difficult. Well,
yeah. I know everyone seems shy, but I have to say, when they
I
do
can say, well, I met this one, and he said so, and he did so, and that was remarkable. But it's not that. It's the meeting point. It's the understanding of what consciousness is. What the meeting point is something that you can't really talk about, because it is beyond the talking point. As long as you talk about the talking point, you talk about you and me, but that meeting point is the meeting point of oneness. When you see in a person that in fact we are all one, you see the sameness of that person. That is the remarkable experience of meeting a saint, so to say. So what he did, or what he said, or what the situation was, so many crazy situations, my God. India is filled with adventures for anyone. But it's that, the sacred meeting point with a saint is that understanding of oneness, and in that understanding of oneness you understand that kind of, you feel it in a kind of, you could call it love, but you feel it in a kind of warmth, in a feeling that, wow, there is some understanding of that we are all the same, that we are all one, somehow. It's very difficult to explain, very difficult to explain.
Those things, I find very hard to put into words, but I know, in the West, just because of what they've been used to, we take books like Autobiography of a Yogi or various books, and they tell these remarkable stories of remarkable beings. And
yes, a lot of people have told them, so they tell them probably much better than I do.
But it's not. It's inspirational to hear such things. It doesn't.
But again, those wonderful meetings for me would have no substance for any other person really than myself. Then it would be retelling something that I wouldn't be very good at. I would not be able to give justice to.
Yeah, well, how could we ever give justice to such things? Yeah, we can only try. We can only try to give a little insight, a little.
Yeah, well, also what this time has taught me is to be humble. And I feel that has helped me a lot, really, really a lot. To be that, but it is also then you can't really what could I say?
Your phone has been ringing from evening.
No, I lost the track. What?
Your phone has been ringing from the evening.
So why haven't you told me?
I'm telling you now because I heard it again.
Oh, that must be okay. Yeah, well. Anyhow, I lost the track, I think.
Oh, we were talking about, how it's difficult for you to talk about some of these remarkable moments with remarkable beings that you've met.
Yeah, again, there's experience of it.
And you were saying how, being humble is really, that's really been a main teaching for you, and how it's helped you greatly to stay in that kind of a bhava.
Yeah, that has been very important, to be humble, really important. Because finally what it all comes down to is that you have to break down your ego. You have to surrender. That's the toughness. That's what you don't learn in a diploma course in 6 weeks. And this is what much of the teaching has come down to.
You were saying earlier how when you met your Guruji, you didn't speak a word of Hindi and he didn't speak a word of English, and
No.
and how actually, I mean, again, this comes up for the Westerners. They don't understand all this in this Shaivite way of life, all this smoking and this and that, and how you were explaining how you
No, I think that one maybe would understand it more if I'm thinking about how the Native Americans smoke the peace pipes. It's a ritual. This smoking, I mean, nowadays Kumbh Mela and everybody smokes because they're passing their time that way. But most of them don't smoke this much in their places, and they smoke it as a ritual, because they also say it's like the Shiva's food. It's like a prasad of Shiva. And if you smoke it as a ritual with that in mind, focus in the mind of opening up your consciousness, you do, certainly. But it's not really, it's not really meant to be smoked as a social happening.
Right.
And that is what happened with my guru. It was a ritual with the aim of focusing the consciousness on Shiva, as it is meant to represent anyhow symbolically.
And so how did your first teachings with him go when you're saying when it happened over the Chilam? Can you explain a little bit about how that actually transpired?
No, I can't, because the teachers didn't come in number 1, number 2, number 3. That was over the years of serving. That is what is so important on Guru Seva.
Yeah.
Once you become a disciple, you should spend the time serving your Guru. And you should serve him completely, totally, and surrender to your Guru. And in that way he transmits, because the teaching, if you wanted to learn yoga, you can go and find yourself a yoga teacher. If you want to learn Sanskrit, go and learn Sanskrit teaching. What you learn from your Guru, it cannot really be taught in words, it's a transmission. And that can be transmitted only if you are humble, if you humble yourself down. That's my telephone.
Yeah, that's your telephone.